Most developers think to build an AI application in Azure, they must go for Azure AI Foundry or Agentic Service SDK. But what if your use case is very simple? What if you just need a pure intelligence, a pure model intelligence inside your backend application? In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to demonstrate you how you can utilize OpenAI resource endpoints. In more real-world enterprise use cases, I think this is the better choice. So let's understand the infrastructure needed for this OpenAI resource endpoint. So here you see all of these are the resources inside my resource group. Please refer to my past videos. I have very clearly explained how you can get all these resources for free, and also have explained how you can start with your basic agents on the Azure Foundry. So when you create a agents on Foundry, automatically it will use the Foundry project resource, this Foundry project resource, and you can also see the Foundry resource. The Foundry resource is also called as a hub resource. You can ask me why there are two resources and what is the difference between Foundry resource and Foundry project resource. You consider Foundry resource is an apartment, a big apartment, and a Foundry project is a building block inside that apartment. Whereas Foundry resource, it is helpful for managing the network and security, if you are aware of RBAC roles and everything. So it is basically helpful for managing everything. Whereas Foundry project, this basically is helpful for creation of agents inside your Foundry. It will help, and also it is helpful for managing your endpoints. For this, we are not going for the Foundry project. We just need an endpoint from the Foundry. Once you come here, you can click on this, then click on keys and endpoints. You see here key 1 and key 2. You can either go for key 1 or key 2, doesn't matter. And then go to OpenAI, not for Foundry, and you got an endpoint here. Copy this and copy the key 1 or key 2. Let's understand what problem we are solving by using OpenAI resource endpoint. Consider you are running an e-commerce company. Every day, you are getting thousands of queries. Of course, if it is a very big e-commerce company, you will get thousands of queries from the user. Okay, manually to read it and to classify the queries, it's a humongous work, right? So what we are trying to solve is we are trying to build a middleware. That middleware will be using a model intelligence to classify the emails. Basically, we are classifying the issue, detecting the sentiment, extracting the order ID, and generating the professional response emails, right? So I hope you understood the whole concept, what we are trying to build. So I'm going to reiterate once again. You are getting a lot of emails in a day. So this model intelligence is going to read the emails and then classify the issue, extracting the order ID, and then detecting a sentiment, whether the email is positive, negative, or neutral, and generating a professional message. Okay, let's understand the script. I have already built it. It's a very small script. You can also refer it on my GitHub. I will paste the GitHub link in my description. And what you need for this, you need two dependencies: Azure AI Inference, because we are just playing with Inference, and python.env for loading the environment variables. And in the .env, I have told you to copy key and also endpoint. Paste the key in Azure Inference credential, and also in Azure OpenAI Endpoint, you paste the endpoint. You can ask me, what is this Azure OpenAI deployment? If you refer to my last video, I have shown you how you can deploy a new model on Foundry. Basically, if you go to Foundry, you go to model plus deployments and get the deployment name from there and use the same name over here. For this, you need to deploy a model first on the Foundry. So, and in email analyzer.py, I'm going to explain this small script, what I'm trying to do here. So here, first I'm loading the environmental variables, Azure Inference and endpoint and deployment. Once it is done, I'm just simply checking whether everything is loaded properly or not. And then I'm going to create a client. So whenever you create any agents, client creation is the first step you have to follow. When it creates a client, basically with chat completion client, we have two parameters, endpoint and credential. Endpoint is being loaded from here, and credential, I'm using Azure key credential of API key. This is for the pure authentication purpose. This is kind of a wrapper. It is sending the API keys through this, and the client object is being created. Once the client is created and most of the important part is done, and then I'm printing it API customer support email analyzer and type quit to exit. When you are chatting with an agent, you just need to type quit. Once you type quit, it's going to exit. The program is going to end, and type end on a new line, because when I'm giving a prompt, the prompt is an email. I'm going to show you in a bit. So once I write a prompt, then if I type end, END, then it's going to start processing it. So paste the customer email here. I'm going to paste it manually. When you use it in an enterprise, you are going to use this as a middleware. So when you write the whole front-end application, you can use this as a middleware so that it calls and model intelligence and get you a response. Okay. And here I'm giving you a prompt. You are an enterprise AI assistant. Analyze the following customer email and return strict JSON with category, sentiment, order ID, summary, suggested reply. So all this is going to extract. If you see category, sentiment, order ID, and summary, okay, only these three, category, sentiment, and order ID, these three parameters are going to get extracted from your prompt itself. And summary, suggested reply is going to generate from the model. So everything will be in a strict JSON format so that you can deserialize it and use it accordingly. Okay, let's try to run the script. So already have created a virtual environment and installed all the dependencies. I'm not going to explain that once again. So running a Python script, first it's going to ask us to paste the customer email. So I'm pasting my customer email. If you see here, hi, I ordered a laptop last week. Order ID is this. It has not been delivered yet, and tracking shows no updates. I'm very disappointed with the delay. Please resolve this urgently. This is being sent by Rahul. So I have pasted my email. So I'm going to type end, then it starts processing. You see here the analysis is being done. Category is a delivery, sentiment is negative, order ID is this, and summary, the customer is disappointed, and suggested reply, dear Rahul, thank you for reaching out to us. We sincerely apologize for the delay in the delivery. We are currently investigating the issue, and blah blah blah. So this is one of the sample I've shown you. You can basically improve the script, and you can do wonders. The reason is you have an application and you can use the script for doing it, right? So for doing multiple things. So I'm writing quit, so it comes out. That's all. I hope you liked the video and you understood the concept. So don't be lazy. Subscribe to my channel Lazy. See you in the next video. A bonus tip for everyone. So far we have seen how we can use a basic LLM to interact with your own data and to respond to your query using OpenAI resource endpoints. For example, you have a problem statement where you want to build a multi-agent system or to access the internet, then this is not the solution. Then you have to go with Foundry level agents, or you can build your script using agentic service SDKs. Bye-bye.